Am I for you? Hi there, I'm Coco and this is gonna be a tutorial about how to make a really awesome Christmas card to send to your family and friends. So first thing, you've got a nice red background. We're gonna do red with white snowflakes. So first thing is, in a prompting composition for Christmas card, snowflakes hey. And as you see when I type that, it's reacting to the prompt. Just kind of cool to see. And now what I'm doing is, I'm adding little bits of faint white to this card. Try to give it hints about where to place those snowflakes. So, it's already got some ideas, which is cool, but so, you can kind of give it just a little bit of a nudge in whatever direction you're watching. And so, you can see here that it's placed snowflakes, larger snowflakes, in around where I place a larger circle. And now here, we want to give it a little bit of snowy ground for the snowflakes to be falling on. Now see, I'm using this slider to change the opacity so that I can have those faint snowflakes. That's kind of just like a faint hint here. I'm like, I really want to have a snowflake just about right there. So just by drawing that little kind of plus sign there, it figured out that I wanted to have a snowflake there. And now you can look here, just to the left of the text box, and you can turn on the fix seed. And then you can randomize that seed. And you can see all kinds of different images that result from that, so can peek through. And I'm here changing the creativity strength. When the creativity strength is set up, it gives the AI the freedom to sort of interpret your prompt and not feel like it has to be too close to what the input image looks like. So it takes it more as a hint. If you turn that creativity strength down, it will start to look more like your input image. Here on the left, randomize. Check out some of the different options. Here are both very lovely. I want to add a Christmas tree here. Now of course I haven't put tree. I don't have to see, I got a bit. It got the idea, but even though I haven't put tree in, it's extrapolating that from what I've drawn. Now if I give it much more, it might lose that and say, okay, yeah, it's getting a little confused. See, there went the tree. I can fill it in more and I'll come back again. You see that this is giving suggestions. So drawing another snowflake here, encroaching in the tree's territory, and there it's gone. Drawing more, and now it's just like, okay, you just want a really big record. So it helps in this case. So I just say tree and now it understands, although it's its turn. One of the snowflakes across the center into a tree branch. See, a pine tree. Oh, that looks nice, I like that. It's a cute little tree. These around a little bit more, and I think I'm gonna want to sort of crop this image so that it's not the square. Want to have a focal snowflakes a little bit lower. And so now we can just take normal and send that out to my feed. Really great head over there. Us got it here. It's just loading up, takes it a second. There we go. It's very nice. So now the next thing we want to do, we're gonna edit this in Canvas. So just here, click edit in Canvas. Let us send that over there. Just got a couple things we want to do here. Crop off some of the top of this image to get kind of more like a card shape. And so we're just going to get like a nice shape here, a card, and make this card just a little bit smaller to fit in there, to sort of get the part of this. You want to be the card to fit there within the generation frame. Now we actually do is we just don't mask anything. We have a space and generate don't mask anything. You set it to one image, and it basically gives you back exactly if you haven't asked or done any sketches or anything. It's gonna give you back what you put in there. But in this case, it's just gonna be part in the generation frame. And I can remove that, and we're left with just this. So this is kind of a shortcut. I like to do everything in Canvas. I like staying within that same environment. And very happy this okay. So now the other thing you might notice that this little pine tree it doesn't actually have a trunk. It's balancing on another bit of pines. We're just gonna sketch the trunk on there. And then now we want to sort of cover over those needles. We want it to understand that it should cover that. But now we're gonna set the opacity down just a bit, and it kind of blend in more with a background. The sketching is kind of like a mask, but with some color hinting. And now for this, because it's a specific task, I'm just gonna say just a pine tree trunk. Such a cute little tree. So I want to put text over here over the top. But now, if I just put text directly over these snowflake, that one snowflake in the center is very clear in detail, so we soften it just a little bit. And this is a very faint, just a tiny little detail. But so, what I'm doing now is I'm color this red and set it down really low. And then I'm gonna layer it, and sort of some concentric circles here. And so they faint, so I'm sorry. I know it might be hard to see. You'll see it a little bit more when it overlaps. But this gives it that sort of soft edge. And I'm gonna select all of these. Now you can kind of see them a bit better. And to be a little taller. And then there's a trick, make it nice and wide. And like I said, sketches are like masks, but with like a hint to the color. So, it's very slightly, you can barely even see it there. This is really just a talent. I want to soften the area in the center around that snowflake, so that it doesn't dominate the text when you place the text on top of it. See, so, it's just very slight. I'm gonna keep the little snowflake to the left of bigger, so I think I'll go with this one. You can see just kind of added a little haze. So, depending on what you're doing, you might not actually have to do that. But it's just a step that you can do. If you're wanting to add some text over an area with visually dominant elements, hey. So, I'm gonna add some text. That's kind of what I'm gonna want it to look like. So, let's just make a little bit of a change here. So, I want to get a little bit of faint kind of drop shadow here. So, what we're gonna do is change the color there. So, what I did was I picked up the color from the background. And then, it doesn't automatically change the color of the text. But so going to the text, it had that ready. And so just by touching the slider, it adapted it. So just like this, so see, just touching the slider. And now I place this very slightly over that other one. And so there's just like a hair. Gives it that extra little bit of pop. And that combined with that kind of haze makes this stand out more. Now what we want to do is we're gonna add an image. So, we want to give a little bit of a nice white border here. This is just another silly trick. Just fill in that generation frame. It's just a way to get a nice white rectangle. Only generate one of which obviously doesn't matter. It's just no creativity. Just copy what I gave it, which is white. And then now just gonna delete that. And there we go. Though now we have a nice rectangle. This can be dragged around. And then gonna import our family picture, okay. And so then we shrink that down, okay. Place it a little bit more to the left. So then the tree is still very nice and visible. And then we probably wanna add a little bit of text. Make it look more personal. And balance out the image of it. For that personal touch, we're gonna use a handwriting font. Let's say our family. You could place it all kinds of different locations. I think again, to give some nice balance, it's good to put it over on the right hand side here. You just sort of over the tree. Yes, to yours. And maybe just sort of just these slightly. I think tiny little tweaks for balance. And placing that just directly over the stars. Kind of nice, perfect. Just remove these other elements. They won't download with it. But I still like just remove anything that I'm not needing. And there we go, just download that. And happy holidays from our family to yours.